Alright, imagine you're the unluckiest investor on earth, but the capital you're risking isn't cryptocurrency or tech stocks. It's the emotional baggage you inherited from your childhood home. Every single day you look at your bank account, your logic completely freezes up because of financial anxiety. Have you ever wondered why you feel deeply guilty spending even a few bucks on yourself, despite working like a dog? Now, in this unforgiving economy, reality hits without mercy. Most self-proclaimed experts claim you just lack a strict budget, but here's the thing, almost nobody talks about the hidden money trauma running your life. Welcome to this channel, where we explain financial and psychological concepts in a simple way. But first of all, a quick disclaimer. This is not financial advice. Now, let's talk about the big picture. Let's zoom out to observe how family structures dictate global wealth patterns, and then zoom in directly to your dynamic at home, and why your wallet feels empty near the end of the month. Why does modern money management feel like an uphill battle? The answer is that your relationship with money isn't just about math. It is deeply shaped by the parenting you grew up with. In traditional, highly patriarchal households, a dangerous invisible monster grows. It's called money over power. We see relationships shatter simply because one partner starts making more money after marriage, turning a loving partnership into an ugly power struggle. Let's use a real-world analogy to map this out. Think of your financial identity as a pair of shoes. You can't just forcefully slip your feet into someone else's boots, not just because they're a different size, but because the unique terrain of your past has completely warped how you walk. When a child witnesses a sudden parental separation or a massive financial downgrade, the brain builds walls of extreme scarcity fear. The truth is, many modern career professionals are driven solely by a desperate desire to avoid repeating the unhappiness and financial limitations of their mothers. They are building walls out of fear, without realizing they've trapped themselves inside a psychological cage. When you try to break free from these old cycles and start hunting for massive growth, a terrifying hidden trap strikes. It's called money dysmorphia. Let's look at the data objectively without drowning in academic jargon. Money dysmorphia means what you have in your bank account and what you actually feel in your chest are completely out of sync. There are people with millions in liquid net worth who experience overwhelming guilt and panic every time they try to spend a tiny fraction of it. They are driven by an obsessive fear of hitting rock bottom again. Why does this happen? Because every major financial decision is driven 80% by money EQ, emotional intelligence, rather than money IQ, knowledge. We focus entirely on chasing high-risk asset growth, yet completely forget how to protect the peace of mind we already have. Think about an investor who falls into the trap of pouring cash into a trendy fintech startup purely because of family ties and blind trust, bypassing all governance and due diligence. When that startup goes completely belly up in year 3 and the money vanishes, the emotional shock leaves them paralyzed. They stop investing altogether and retreat to low-yield cash accounts because their emotional thermostat has broken. Now, let's address the massive generational shift happening right before our eyes, the raging war between the YOLO lifestyle and the pursuit of extreme financial freedom. 10 to 20 years ago, late 20-somethings were obsessively chasing hard assets, buying brick-and-mortar houses and lock-in investments. But today, high inflation and skyrocketing real estate prices have caused a deep psychological pivot. People look at million-dollar homes on a modest income and say, "Forget it, I'll never afford that." As a result, they aggressively shift toward liquid assets and prioritizing life experiences, calling it a self-reward. But here's the catch. There is a thin, dangerous line between a healthy self-reward and a complete lack of self-respect. Let's look at the financial math. If you save $1,000 a month, at least 700 of that must be allocated strictly for self-respect. Self-respect means protecting your future self. If you burn all your excess cash today under the justification of healing or enjoying the moment, you are actively forcing someone else to pay for your survival tomorrow. If there is no one around to rescue you when you're older, your future self pays the ultimate price. So, what is the ultimate solution to surviving this volatile economic landscape? First, in a world where rapid AI advancements and automated cloud tech can copy a human specialty in mere minutes, relying on a single source of income is professional suicide. The old rule was, don't put your eggs in one asset basket. The new imperative is, don't put your life in only one income stream. Diversifying into multiple small income paths, whether freelancing or digital consulting, is no longer an ambitious luxury. It is a basic survival strategy. Second, if you ever find yourself facing a sudden corporate layoff, do not let panic run the show. Immediately downscale your lifestyle, aggressively map out your emergency reserve, and look for stable, dividend-paying assets to anchor your liquid net worth. Finally, if you are sitting in your 30s right now, feeling like an absolute failure because you don't match the glossy, curated standards of social media millionaires, stop looking at the noise. You cannot reach 100,000 if you haven't secured your first 10,000. Wealth is built through incremental, disciplined data points, not raw emotion. Treat your core career as your primary engine, build a bulletproof reputation, and stop copying the success stories of others while completely ignoring their failures. Learn from their downfalls so you don't have to repeat them. Take the wheel, stop drifting like deadwood, and start navigating your own ship